There we go. So there's a PDF of all these slides you can download. How you guys doing? Yeah, you guys had a good time? Who's had a great time? Who's had a terrible time? Who's lying? I'm just checking. Okay, you got to do that with your kids, right? Especially end of the day, get them talking. We're going to talk about superheroes. We're going to talk about STEM, and we're going to talk about how if you combine the two, you can really do some amazing and awesome things just to get your kids more and more excited. First off, real quick about me. I am Chris Woods. Hi, everybody. I'm Chris. Hi, Chris. Or Mr. Woods, as a lot of kids call it, or Woodsy. Yeah. Okay. You grew up in the 80s, and your last name is Woods, and everybody's going to call you Woodsy the Owl, and they're going to always say, give a hoot, don't pollute to you, because kids are like that, but that's okay. High school math, I am not a STEM teacher, but everybody is a STEM teacher, but, and we'll get to that. How many people in here are math teachers? All right. How many people are science teachers? All right. How many people are computer technology teachers? All right. How many people are I already said that, STEM or maker kind of teachers? All right. How many people just keep raising their hand for everything because they're like all this stuff? All right. Who is elementary? We got to get that. Yes, I love seeing that. I love seeing elementary excited about STEM and wanting ideas, right? You're like, please don't bore us to death. Please don't talk us to death. Do not PowerPoint us to death. I got 183 slides. It's going to be okay. Okay, you can read everything on every one, and I'll quiz at the end. I'm kidding. Really, I am kidding. How many people are administrators? Yeah, but used to be a teacher until this year. All right, you can still raise your hand. Let's see, anybody else? Librarians? Yes. Gym and health? That's either two kids named Jim and Health or... Anyway, anything we missed? Okay, so let's go back to this. Elementary, middle school, high school. Okay, good. All right, so then I know what to do. Okay, so yes, 3 kids and trucks all at the same time. I am from Upper Peninsula, so if I accidentally throw an A in there or or something like that, I'm not Canadian, okay? And not that there's anything wrong with that. But the UP, I live way up in the upper hand, way up there, so it's 9 hours to drive here, which means after we finish up, it'll be 9 hours to drive back. How many people have a 9-hour drive? 8? 7? 6? No, I'm not counting traffic. This is with no traffic. No traffic drive. There's no freeways for 2 hours until we get away from our house. At least 5 hours away? 4? Okay, good. I'm feeling better now. 3. People use Twitter? How many people are like, everybody keeps talking about Twitter, maybe I should try it? But it's, like, you always wish that there was good professional development, provided by your school or your district or things like that. Twitter is like professional development anytime you want. You can go on there, you can find what other people are doing, you steal their ideas, and they never know it because they're not anywhere near your classroom. Actually, it's good, though. You can share your ideas, and then people go like, wow, I can't believe you're doing this. And then you start other people that do the same kind of things as you, and they're like, hey, I got this idea. What did you do? And you can ask them questions, and then you meet people that you've live far away from, and you're like, wow, it's like we were separated at birth. Raise your hand, Jason. That's my separated at birth brother from Ohio that I met because of doing Twitter. My website is Daily. I randomly post blogs on there. There's some different ideas, but I got links to lots of. And if you go to the resources page, if you guys grabbed any of those sheets when you came in, either the Super STEM movies or the 77 different fun things you can do with your family. If you want a PDF version of these, and there are 4 volumes of STEM movies where I went and found the best spots in the movies to play to engage your kids with STEM, different challenges that you can do with them. If anybody would like a copy of this very scary math worksheet, you can have this one, but I don't put that on my website, okay? That's garbage. That's not how we help kids to get excited about STEM. I also have the STEM ideas in 3 different languages: Spanish, English, and Arabic. So if anybody has students of any of those kinds of languages and they want to go home and they want to do STEM things with their families, you can engage any of those families as well. And a STEM cast. And so I talk with teachers and like 20 minutes. So it's just long enough that you can listen to it on your way home, because how many people drive like 20 minutes to get to work? Okay, more than 20 minutes? Less than 20 minutes? All right, see more deer than cars on the way to school? All right, a few of us, good. I'm starting to not feel as alone here, okay. But there's short interviews with all sorts of educators and authors and people doing amazing things. Just check it out. If you have a podcast app, it's on there. Let's see. We're talking about being superhero. We're talking about how you guys are also superheroes too. I'm going to give you guys some ideas that you can engage with being superheroes. If you haven't already, dailystem.com/speaking. You can find PDF, and if you want to follow along on the slides, you don't have to. You can just follow live in real person here. So, okay, I'm done. I'm exhausted. You guys have to talk and share ideas. Are you guys willing to talk today? Okay, good, because I want to hear some of your ideas. At any point, interrupt me, ask me. If we don't get to all 183 slides, it's okay. I already told you that, all right? Now, one of the big questions we love asking kids are, what do you want to be when you grow up, right? How many people have asked a kid, what do you want to be when you grow up, or some form of that? Okay, and they all say, I want to be Einstein because you put an Einstein poster on the wall, right? I want to have big white, no. Kids are not flocking to the idea that I want to be Einstein, no matter how many people have an Einstein poster on their wall. Okay, not as many as I thought. Okay, that's actually okay. Somebody told me a while back they asked their kids this, and their kids said Tony Stark. Now, how many of your kids would really want to be Tony Stark when they grow up? I mean, like the good parts of Tony Stark, okay? Not like the PG-13 Tony Stark, okay? But that inventor, that doing really cool, making cool stuff and being a superhero, right? They love that stuff, right? So to find out, and I'm going to share ideas. Now, this is actual research from a couple years ago. How many people saw this? That kids actually dressing up as Batman or something like that, they'll actually stay engaged in a task longer. Do you believe that? Does that seem logical? Would anybody disagree? Would you do the chores better at home if you were dressed as Batman or Batwoman? Okay, I got to ask who's going to... I think there's popcorn on the floor in here. Anybody? No? Okay, because... I feel way more engaged right now, right? Right? I can vacuum cleaner and I can, vacuum the whole house. Okay, now have a ask yourself, you can still do something else. If you have a black cat, okay, there you go. You can try it yourself. Got it? Good. All right. Now, sometimes yeah. But how many of you guys would love to have a superpower? Let's just here. What's the superpower you guys want? Teleportation. That would be nice for driving my 9 hours back. Anybody else? Invisible. All right. You could sneak up on the kids and see if they're cheating. 2 places at once. How many parents would love to be in 2 places at once? Like in the car driving your kids everywhere and at home on the couch with your feet up. All right. Yeah. What? Speed. All right. Just able to do everything quick. Who else? What else? Telekinesis. All right. Go ahead, try it. That's awful. All right.
I want to be Mary Poppins and snap my fingers and have a room get clean.
Practically perfect in every way. How many people would love to snap your fingers and your classroom is clean? How about snap your fingers and all the papers are graded? Let's see, what else? These would be snap your fingers and what else? Huh? Report cards are done. All the conferences, all the good parents show up to conferences. All the parents show up to conferences. All right, plenty of good. A couple more. What else? Control of the elements? Yeah. Do whatever you want. Snow day. Instant snow day.
Welcome to June. It is your first snow day.
Instant summer vacation.
Yeah.
There we go. Anything else?
Manipulate time. Did Amy say that?
Manipulate time.
Like stop time.
Yeah. Honestly, Jason, that's the one I would have too. Anyway, that's my separated birth brother. I already said that. But definitely no capes. No capes. All right. Now, the big question we're going to answer is how can we add some simple STEM stuff to your everyday classroom? I know some of you guys are high school, some of you guys are middle school, some of you are elementary. I'm going to try to give you some ideas. Try to have you guys share some ideas if someone sparks some ideas with you. But you want ideas, right? That's why you're here, right? Am I right? You want ideas. Stuff that you can do that does not cost a lot of money. Okay, I love the free stuff, right? Free stuff, good stuff. All right, these are all kind of free-ish things. When you buy the Kleenex box, you know why I bought that one? Not just because it has superheroes on it, but because it has triangles on it. How many math people buy the math Kleenex box? Yes. You might be a STEM teacher if you buy that. All right. And you can find things like that with the funny symbols, like what does this equal? Have you ever done one of those with your kids? Anybody? Some of you? Okay, why not have it be superhero-y kind of things? Just switch it up, right? And made any toilet paper things? Let them do superheroes. Let them make up their own superhero. How many kids want to make their own superheroes? All right, paper and white. How many people have white colored pencils and crayons that no kid uses in your classroom? They're the only ones that are completely sharp and long and not like in chunks. Okay, but this is over blue construction paper from the boards at our school, and they take it down and then they just leave it in a pile. I cut it up, and why not turn it into blueprints, right? I mean, that's way more exciting than having your kid just draw on a piece of paper. They feel like they're really something with blueprints. I got a couple STEM ideas for you first. First of all, STEM isn't just for school. Encourage kids to do STEM at home. I made that list. Send it home with your parents. Do you guys encourage kids to do stuff STEM at home? Do you tell your kids to read at home? Do we tell parents to read at home with their kids? Do we tell parents to do STEM at home with their kids? They're like, what? I don't have robots at home. You don't have to have robots at home. You don't have to have a library at home to read with your kids, do you? No, you can do STEM at home with your kids, all right? Get them to do it everywhere. STEM is for every student, every class, every day. Trust me, there's ways you can add STEM to name something name a class, a subject you think that STEM can't be combined with. Good answer. You just answered it right. You can connect STEM to everything. I have a friend on Twitter, and she's a Latin teacher. Okay, she's doing Roman technology stuff all the time with her students, teaching them STEM of ancient Rome. And the kids love it. Like, are you serious? Like, I never would have thought of that, right? It's Magistra Roy, if you want to find her on Twitter. It's incredible. Or ask me afterwards, I'll help you find it. Twitter. Subliminal message. Okay. Every teacher is a STEM teacher. Everybody. We got to get everybody past that. I'm not a STEM teacher. Everybody can add that STEM, okay? And you see the STEM in everything, point it out to it. And it's not dollar signs there. It's make it free, make it cheap, easy, make do with what you got. I love this from Thomas Edison. All you need is a pile of junk to invent. That's just a good reminder for our students. I love changing my background. How many people have like a projector or screen or something in your room? Raise your hand. Okay. Does it have a background? Like, is it your computer screen? How many people change their background on that screen every day? Yes. How many people are going to change their picture every day now? Okay. How many people think I might change it once a week now? Okay, good. All you do is go to Google Images, type in something really cool or crazy or some interesting picture you saw recently, and just have something interesting. Like maybe it's you type in the word creative car, creative repurposed something, and just and see what pops up. Like kids asked me one day, "Can you make a school bus into a house?" Where are we going to look? Google Images, and guess what? There's people that make school buses into tiny houses. I wouldn't want, who would want to live in a school bus? Who would not want to live in a school bus? Probably smells like, old gum under the seats. But, let's see. STEM, STEAM making, it doesn't matter. Just get your kids being creative. Get your kids doing stuff. And we got to do it for the right reason. This is the important question that we have to answer. Are you guys more concerned? Because if you guys are more concerned with the curriculum and the standards and the instruction, then let's just give up now. We can all walk out. You guys can go back to your classroom and just teach the standards. Can we teach the standards too? Yes. Can we combine it with all that other creativity stuff? Yeah. Do the kids just want the standards? Do they just want the worksheets that I crumpled up earlier? No, of course not. We got to find ways. We got to be creative. All right? We good? How are we doing? Okay. So first off, let's start with some websites. Give you guys some ideas, and if you guys have ones, how many people have seen Bloxels before? Okay, we'll give this away to somebody here today. Not yet. Okay, I got some other things to give away too. But you can also have kids use this free website app. Basically making, pixel art. Anybody ever done that before? Yeah, it's good. And you can copy that image and you can change the image a little bit. You can make it animated. Do you think your kids would love to do that? Yes, they would. What standard is it? I don't know. Don't ask me. Think of a standard that will connect to it in your classroom. Just say let's see, we're going to do this because the kids are going to love it and to be a good break in the middle of the day from all the everything else we're doing. And you know what? A standard that fits. All right? It's okay. Remember we already asked, now there's an administrator in here. How many administrators are in here? Oh, okay, so we got a few. All right. We love you, administrators. You support us. All right. How many people use Tinkercad? Okay. How many people have you search, clicked on search and just type in superheroes? Guess what? There's all sorts of crazy, amazing things that people have created in Tinkercad. If you don't know what Tinkercad is, somebody real quick, 30-second explanation. What is Tinkercad? It's 3D. 3D images. Did I make another? So here. No, that's not it. I mean, it's like you drag in different shapes, 3D pictures, and you combine them and you make stuff. And then it can also be exported to 3D print and stuff like that. So it's a great way to connect a lot of different things. Kids can do it. Kids figure out technology pretty easily, don't they? A little bit. They've lived in technology world for a little bit. But yeah, if you search for superheroes, you'll be amazed what you find. Just learn to type. People have seen Instructables before. Okay, if you haven't used Instructables, you need to, sit down and just spend 15 minutes just looking at all the amazing, crazy things that you can make. You can also search by grade, so grade level. You can also search by subject. And it's just people's, tutorials, how to make this. I made this, I made that. Anything. Get your kids something. How many people know what Pixar in a Box is? Whoa, okay. Okay, how many people know what Pixar is? Good. All right, let's see if this button works. Okay, Pixar in a Box. It's basically run by Khan Academy. How many people have heard of Khan Academy? Okay, well, as one of the things that Khan Academy does is they do Pixar in a Box, and they basically came up with all these interviews with people. Wrong button. All these people that work at Pixar, and they have all these different topics which you can't really see very well right now, but all different things that go on behind the scenes to make a Pixar movie. So storytelling, lighting, simulation, color science, visual effects, patterns, rigging, and there are all these short videos, and pick one so they can see. How about crowds? That's my favorite one. So you think of a movie like Wall-E, and you've got like this crowd of robots, right? They're all like chasing down. Well, how do you make all those different kinds of robots? Did they design every single one of those robots? Do you think they really wanted to design every single one to be completely different? No, they basically made like all these tops, these middles, and these bottoms, and they like did combinations. So that sounds like math, right? How many combinations are possible? But they have like short little. So you got like a video, and it's actually talking with Pixar animators, and then other things and other. It's incredible. Okay, I'm not talking about it anymore. You'll find it yourself. All right. Let's go back to the Pixar in a box. Awesome. Actually, I'll probably talk about it later too. Do you see more superhero shirts in your school or scientist shirts? I know I see one superhero shirt. I got my superhero shirt on. Okay. Would you wear either of these? Tell me you guys understand the one on the left. All right, good. Yeah. What does that mean in French? I hope not. Okay. Yeah, and actually if you search, you can, like, second grade teacher, what's your superpower, and all sorts of crazy things like that. But I'm thinking you see more superhero shirts. Again, more evidence. These kids love superheroes. They like superheroes. Tell me.
Nothing's impossible.
Nothing's impossible. Great message for a kid. What else? Just don't tell them to leap off a building.
They can solve big scary problems.
They can solve big scary problems. Kids have big scary problems. They want to solve those problems. What else? What? The good guy wins. What else? The gadgets and powers. Huh? Yeah. And sometimes, like, the randomest thing can happen, and you can be super, right? The randomest thing can happen, and you can be super. Yeah. I'll just soak that one up for a little bit. And you know what? The thing about some of these things, you know, like, everybody shares them with you, right? Like, my kids shared this one with me. That's the best. When the kid walks up to you, look at this. You know, this is STEM, Mr. Woods. This is STEM, Mr. Woods. They think it's funny now. Now they're like, Mr. Woods, is that STEM? Mr. Woods, is that STEM? My kids at home, you know, of course, we walking past anywhere, and I'm like stopping and taking pictures, and they're like, come on, Dad. You're taking pictures of everything. We know it's STEM, but come on. Right? But also, like the gadgets, you know, I mean, they love the superhero gadgets. They love that stuff. Could you get your kids making gadgets? Could you say, what gadget does a superhero need? Anybody done any projects like that in a classroom? Could you? Definitely. Could you just say have we all just said to kids, like, let's design something, let's make something? What if we said, let's design something and make something for this superhero? What if we have to solve this problem? What if they're in this predicament? What if they're in this situation? Right? Okay, you getting what I'm doing here? All these things you've already thought of and done, and let's the superheroes because kids love superheroes. All right, and again, yeah, tell me. I mean, seriously, which one looks cooler? It's obvious, right? And now you got a purpose for your white crayons and white colored pencils. You're welcome. All right. Let them make up their own name at the bottom. You know, what is the name of their? That's going to be fun too. You know, get them to design their own logo, and they got to use polygons, or get them to use symmetry or all sorts of things. You know, are you talking about symmetry? Are you talking about polygons, shapes? Yeah, your logo's got to be made out of circles. Does anybody teach about circles in their classes? Okay, just making sure that's still a. There we go, it's a standard. Yes, we can do that. And you as complicated or technical, design the next Batmobile, because, you know, if there's going to be another Batman movie, there's going to be another Batmobile. Of course, the best Batmobile is? I mean, I'm not starting fights here, okay? But original Batman. Come on, the big bubble, Batman, Robin, right? Old school Batman? Middle, like and stuff Batman? Like brand new Batman? Don't care, I don't like Batman. But I am going to have my kids vacuum the floor tonight dressed as Batman when I get home. Yeah. All right, good. You're learning something. And yeah, you can do that. My favorite STEM movie. There's STEM in all sorts of movies. Yeah, you can't use that's cheating if you're looking at that. There's STEM in every movie. You should know that. Black Panther, Big Hero 6. Meet the Robinsons. Something the Lord has made. James Bond. Are we going to show James Bond in our classroom? No. Could you find a certain clip in James Bond that you could probably use? Yeah. What else? MacGyver. TV shows. That counts too. Old MacGyver? Okay. Old MacGyver? How many people have watched the new MacGyver? How many people have watched more than 5 minutes of the new MacGyver? The first 5 minutes they said his name Angus. It's like, no, nobody's supposed to know that. Why does he have to? I don't know. I can't. It just doesn't have enough mullet. It's. I mean, if you go back to old MacGyver and like give him a cell phone, I mean, he could have taken over the world. I mean, take a cell phone from new MacGyver. I don't know. Yeah. All right. But there's a lot of instances of STEM in superhero movies. Black Panther, definitely. Big Hero 6, definitely. Can you Iron Man, of course. What else? What other parts could you think of? Like a clip in a superhero movie you can show your kids. Wall-E. Huh? Oh, the garbage compacting, right? Anybody have to do like volume? Anybody do anything with sustainability and trash and garbage? Star Wars. Like using the Force, like I'm going to not that part. We're going to build a lightsaber in class today, kids. You can with paper circuits. There we go. Somebody said Spider-Man? Making all the web shooting stuff? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. And if you look on YouTube, okay, Mythbusters, they've got a lot of like short mini myths, so they like condense down like just to 2, 3, 5 minute chunks. And I've grabbed like a bunch of those and made like a playlist and tagged it like, you know, Mythbusters, mini myths, STEM or something. If you look, I sorted out all the ones that don't have like a bunch of bleep, 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 you know, like that's bad for kids. And ones that actually kind of connect to STEM, not just we're blowing things up again. Yeah. How to train your dragon. Definitely. Any particular parts of that, anybody? Makes the tail. Yeah. The suit. Do you think your kids would have a bunch more ideas? Have we asked them yet? Are we going to ask them? I see lots of nodding. That's great. See, we're just changing the gears thing. Do you need a bunch of robots? No. Just ask the kids. They have all the ideas. You know, I mean, that part, I mean, that is some incredible, is that possible? Maybe if he had flex tape, he could fit the boat, you know, that he saw the boat in half. For like weeks, we were just, I saw this boat in my math class because we were talking about fractions and, you know, of course you're going to talk about that. But yeah, I mean, the suit, you know, that pushes the button and it kind of zooms up. But but Spider-Man was also nice and he's helping people. Could you teach kids that lesson? With a short clip, right? He's like finding the bike and helping. By the way, these are from Spider-Man Homecoming, okay? Where he's actually like a kid in school. Actually, coolest thing about that is before he actually did the part, he actually went to STEM school in New York City and was like recover, and nobody believed. Like 2 days later, he was like bored, and like nobody believed him when he said, "Actually, I'm doing this to be Spider-Man." And they're like, "No, you aren't." He couldn't convince them, but he was just learning, But I think love that aspect about superheroes. They get to actually feel like somebody can do something big, solving the big problems, like we said earlier. How many people can do this, by the way? How many people want to be able to do that? You could have your kids practice that. Do you think they could diagram that? I mean, we talk about coding, right? That's some non-technical type encoding. All right? Yeah, I've got plenty of those. There's also real superheroes. Am I right? You see some real superheroes up there? Yeah. Kids also need to see those real superheroes too. All right. Got to have some Batman. Ready? Let's see. Can we? Oops. Okay, we got to click play here.
What do you think it is, Batman?
Unless I miss my guess, it's the cover for a ventilating shaft, which comes out right here on top of the hill straight above.
Holy camouflage! What a way to get in! Only we knew where it was.
If my trigonometry is correct, and based on this photograph, it should emerge right here.
Gosh, Batman, I'll never neglect my math again.
Let's go.
Seriously! I'm watching that at home with my kids, and I'm having the same. Oh, my kids are like, what?
The Iron Giant, where he's all pumped up with they put me in dance class. I don't know why they put me in dance class. Do the stinking homework. If everyone else just did the stinking homework, they can be there too.
Yeah, Iron Giant. Iron Giant. But is that really trigonometry? No. But actually, believe it or not, that's not the only instance. All right, here you want another one now, right?
Battle! Grab it with your teeth! Tight! I'll lead you back up to the ledge. All right.
Holy molars! Am I ever glad I teach my team?
True. You owe your life to dental hygiene.
You owe your life to dental hygiene.
Is this stopped or is this running on?
Huh?
Is this stopped or is this
This is my high-tech recording of this, okay? It's playing on the TV at home, and I'm holding my phone recording it so that I can show my students. What? I don't have the shark one right now, yeah. But, I mean, seriously, how many people want to watch old Batman right now, right? And trust me, there's tons more of that. But what's the first thought of as I'm watching that one? Batman, so Robin's falling, right? And then he drops the Batarang, right? Okay, is the Batarang going to catch up to Robin? No. Come on, that's basic physics. No, Robin may not be neglecting his math, but I think Batman is neglecting his physics homework. Okay. But yeah, you don't have to use the whole show. Find a good clip like that. And again, that was me recording with my phone, an iPhone 5, okay, just recording that off of the TV at home on the screen. And of course, my kids are like, come on, just let us watch the rest of the episode. My kids at home, they're like, come on, Dad. All right, could you add, let's get to some real subjects. Anybody else, anything to interrupt right now, by the way? Always give you guys a chance. Anyway? Yeah. Did you? Yeah. With lots of shows you've thought of? I can still remember how many. Okay, math teacher. Any high school math teachers? Okay, there's one episode of Bones. How many people watch Bones? Okay, a bunch of you have seen Bones. So there's one episode where they're riding in the car, and she talks about how cool her friend is because they can factor a fourth degree polynomial. Okay, high school teachers, you're like, that's pretty funny. Everybody was like, what the heck is he talking about? Could you add, okay, name some ideas. How could you add, now that we're thinking a little bit, how could you add superheroes to your writing classes? Create a new superhero. Huh? There you go. Yeah, analysis, evaluate it. Yeah.
Perspective writing from the villain's point of view.
Ooh. Yeah, did you have?
I was just going to say opinion, but like, what's your favorite superhero?
Yep, all those kinds of things.
We started the school year off once, 5th grade. It was a paragraph. You could be a superhero with your superpower, with your weakness, and then we had a reward video at the end of the week. We had a big one for the school. Watch The Incredibles, and then added that costume piece. And kind of let the parents write the Halloween.
Oh, yeah, and lead it into Halloween, and then the kids can work on costumes. And the way Instructables has tons of costumes too. The ideas.
Scholastic has a lesson plan that we done about writing a platform paper.
Yeah.
Superhero who has a what would you do to clean up the city?
There you go. Clean up this city. I just got everything like Incredibles, right? I just cleaned up in here. I just saved us from the bad guys.
Editorial page, pro con versus pro or con.
Yeah.
About what they just did.
Yeah. Can you see that superheroes and of course you got all the STEM naturally in all those superhero movies. Can you see it naturally lends itself to so much of, okay? And you could do this with them. You could have them write, or if somebody told me once, a comic writer, like, don't give them that. That's limiting the kids that it has to be in these squares or these sizes. They have to say things like that, But maybe that's good starter, Get them going like that. Or I've seen different things like this. You have to give them. You have to roll the dice or draw cards. You can come up with anything, so that they have to They don't get to just pick their own, the superpower, but also your kryptonite, and. That's that empathy piece coming back in too, It's hard living in a world with kryptonite. Pixar in a Box also has a whole chunk on storytelling and the art of storytelling. Do you watch Pixar would you watch Cars 47 times on your own? I mean, I know your kid is watching it 47 times, but would you watch it 47 times in a row if it had a terrible story? Well, maybe, because it's your... That's why you can at least stand it, right? It's got to have a good story. Everybody ever see these? Okay, Shakespeare. Okay, I know there's no high school English teachers in here, right? Okay, but do kids love Shakespeare? Let me just ask that. Do kids see any purpose for reading Shakespeare? No, but if they got to read the Star Wars stories in Shakespearean language, do you think they would like that? Would it still fulfill the standards? I think it probably would. But the guy who writes these, and he's a neat guy. I ordered these for my daughter for Christmas, and I snapped a picture, and I'm like, I can't, share it on Twitter. I can't wait, my daughter's gonna love these. And he messages me. He's like, would you like me to send autographed stickers to put on the inside? I was like, duh, yeah. And then my daughter's like, wow, you even did this. That's so cool. And she actually wrote her her English report on one of these, and you had to make something that goes with it. So she made and brought in blue milk to class. We all got to taste it at home before she took it in. How would you add superheroes to science class? Now this one's probably going to be real easy to quick talk about. Anyway. Oh, go back. Yeah, if you just search Star Wars, Shakespeare, you'll find those books. Incredible. More ideas. And I know we're moving right along here. How would you, obviously it's science, right? Name any off the top of your head real quick?
Business of gadgets.
Gadgets?
Rube Goldberg.
Rube Goldberg type stuff? It's not a superhero movie, but Goonies has some, you remember watching Goonies?
Love the Goonies.
Okay. they've got some great Rube Goldberg machines in that. Some of the parts of Goonies, when you like go back and watch it, like I can't believe I watched that in the 80s when I was a kid, you know. But I did pick out on one of those resources. I did pick out like where the good scenes are. If you want. What else? Yeah, definitely. A lot of Mythbusters. Yeah. What you thinking, right? This is just a graphic online. Do you think your kids could make their own graphic that explains the science of different things? Yeah. Could they find some of this? Could you actually do it? Could you talk about the steel vibranium? What is steel? What is when you combine two metals? An alloy, right. What about if it's absorbing vibration? What are you talking about then? What science are you talking about then? Nobody wanted to be wrong. But there's an actual article that talks all about all the stuff of Captain America's shield and vibranium and you know, Black Panther and stuff like that. Could you have kids just make some pretty cool stinking art? Superheroes, yeah. If you guys know Wired magazine? Wired magazine. Okay, some people. Okay, so there's Wired.com. You get like 4 free. You can read 4 free articles a week or a month. But Rhett Lane, if you can follow him on Twitter too, but he'll take like a superhero movie and he'll look at the science or the physics and everything going on. Is it possible? Do you think that's possible? Superman is carrying this. Anybody know which movie this one's from? Justice League. Okay, so is that possible? Why not?
Yeah, but there's not a strong enough base
There's not a strong enough base. Like where?
on the bottom of the building.
On the like where he's holding it.
Yeah.
So what if Superman was holding it right there? What's going to happen? Okay, a lot of this. He'd actually probably go right through it too. But yeah, could you get your kids to demonstrate that just with a simple little experiment? Yeah, this came right out of the article. I mean, like, how cool is that, right? Get your kids thinking. By the way, heaviest objects in the universe is just because. Okay, moving along. Math class. Name some. Any level math, because you can add superheroes to any level math. Go ahead. Yep. Beautiful example of continuity. Cool. Oh, yeah. Spider-Man swinging is going to make some really cool graphs. What else?
I've shown clips where they're, like, especially in Big Hero 6, he tries something, he's like, hey, 3rd time around, it's all good. And then it's like, okay, 18th time, all right, 33rd time, 84th time, until he gets it right. And then it's like that trial and error, trial and error, trial and error.
Trying to make Baymax. It did not happen on the first try. Could you make a simple story problem for elementary kids? Do you think they would like this story problem in elementary school? What is that teaching them? It's reinforcing multiplication, right? But if it's a superhero, instead of like, I have 3 boxes of mayonnaise, jars, and there are 6 mayonnaise jars in each box.
Why do you need so many mayonnaise jars?
Does any kid care about that? No. Do they care about Superman leaping over buildings? Yes. Okay, you're going to be their favorite teacher. That's what we want here, okay? 7 Maker class, tested.com is the site / YouTube channel that Adam from Mythbusters started. So they do all sorts of builds, if you've never seen it. Jamie? Yeah. And this is actually 3D printed, believe it or not. Do you think your kids would love to design and 3D print a Wonder Woman? That's crazy. That's crazy. But there's how to do it, Has anybody tried these? I haven't. I'm just curious. Anybody? Are they cool?
My daughter loves hers. She'll take it apart and redesign it again and say, look, Mom, look what I did this time.
Yeah.
It was like one of the best Christmas presents ever.
Best Christmas present ever. That's a pretty good endorsement.
I'll take it to my classroom and she got this one.
I just came across that. I have not seen it, but like
That's pretty.
I figured somebody might know. That's pretty stinking cool, right? All right. Okay, so who are today's superheroes? Who can be the real superheroes of today? I'm not talking about like teachers, definitely. Parents. Kids can be the superheroes. Mythbusters Jr. How many people know there's Mythbusters Jr.? There's Mythbusters Jr. So tell us about it.
Adam is back, kind of, and there are
Six kids?
6 kids, 3 girls and 3 boys, middle school to high school age, and they break up into 2 teams and they attack different myths, and they're showing more of the behind the scenes people that do the helping with them. But these are kids that are makers and builders. You know, this 8th grade kid who does all this welding stuff, and so they're building the contraptions. Now, some of the stuff they can't build, so they have the behind the scenes people, and Adam gets in there with them sometimes. What's your process? What are you trying to get at? What are you going through? They had 6 episodes, 8 episodes,
Yeah,
something like that, and a couple of them are really big on Twitter. A couple of the kids, the youngest kid is actually in college. He's like 14 years old.
Oh yeah.
12 years old, and he's actually in college. And his older brother is like a year behind him in college, kind of thing. I mean, it's just.
Do you think that would be inspiring for your kids to see real kids like them on TV busting myths?
Yeah. And they're doing, some of the fun stuff too. Can you build, like, one of the funnest one they really had fun with was, can you build a human-sized ant trap? So they were testing all the adhesive kind of stuff, and they had to then try to run across it and get stuck in it. And they're just having fun and showing them.
Adhesives, chemistry. I can think of all sorts of ways you can connect it. Mythbusters Jr. Check that out. These are superheroes. Have you guys ever used nasa.gov/NASA Live? Okay, so on the NASA website /NASA Live, you can actually check out, they show live footage of actual things. So spacewalks, so like while my students are working on their assignment, I'll put the spacewalk actually going live on the screen. And there's people fixing the space station while the kids are just sitting there. It's like, I mean, how cool is that? Is that inspirational, those kids? Yeah, those are real superheroes. Mm-hmm. And SpaceX, I mean, they're doing amazing, crazy things. I love showing those. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, on this, it'll show you what's coming up. So like on this day, they're going to launch. On this day, there's going to be a spacewalk. On this day, there's going to be a chat that you can chat with real live astronauts. And I posted questions from my kids, and the astronauts have answered their question. Would water bottle flipping work in space? And NASA answered the question and shared a video that was really cool of like water moving inside of a container in space. It was so cool. And my kids were like, they answered our questions. How cool is that?
There's an ocean rover too, where they do live feed of the ocean rovers and the critters are looking at it.
Yeah. It's all right there. By the way, have we talked about a bunch of stuff that costs a lot of money, guys? Getting the point. You just got to be able to find it. And, I've got ideas I'm happy to share. Some of you guys got ideas too. But yeah, SpaceX, I love showing these live when they're actually happening. The launch is actually happening. And then even if it's like not in that class, I'll replay it during every class. And the kids are like, that is really cool. And one day,
that was impressive.
So like a couple weeks ago, when one was coming down and it was getting ready to land, but it started spinning out of control, like live in my 5th hour class, that SpaceX rocket that landed, you guys do know that the SpaceX rockets can land. What would be the benefit of that? Anybody that hasn't seen this? You can reuse them, which makes
without recovery,
the cost go way down, right? So one's coming down to land on the drone ship. Yes, they have drone ships and they have some funny names. You have to look it up. I'm not going to tell you. Okay, but they land on the drone ship. But one started spinning out of control. One of the kids in my class said, "Oh, that's because the whatever fin didn't pop out correctly." I was like, "What?" and he knew. He actually knew. Because he loves that stuff. Now, again, you don't have to use the whole show. Let's see. Where's the video? Tell me. Oh, it's gone. You guys are today's superheroes. That's okay. You guys are today's superheroes. You guys are teachers. You guys are doing amazing, crazy things with kids. And sometimes you guys are Batman. You're the one that has to save the kid. And sometimes you guys are Robin, because sometimes kids need just that helper. Okay? And you come along and you just help them a little bit, but sometimes you guys are the Alfred. Right? You're the Alfred that's behind the scenes. You're not doing anything. You're like, I'm just getting you started. I've got the supplies. I'm gonna hop back to the Batcave. Okay? But be whatever the kid needs at that point, as you guys are being that superhero. And what better superhero than Mr. Rogers? Look for those helpers. Those kids need someone to help them, to save them. And you guys can do that all the time. And yes, I got to talk about Big Hero 6, because this is, honestly, to me, the most incredible STEM superhero combination movie for kids ever. At least for now. Maybe there'll be better ones someday. But that sense of wonder when he goes in, and he's reluctant, right? How many people have watched Big Hero 6? How many people have not watched Big Hero 6? You have to watch it, teachers. Okay? This is the kid that is like, I don't want to go with my big brother because everybody's going to make fun of me because they're a bunch of nerds, right? I don't want to go to the nerd lab, okay? But you want to make your class that nerd lab for the kids, all right? And you can. You guys are superheroes. Good? If you got more ideas, ask me. Let's see. Who wants this? Okay. Who can tell me my favorite STEM movie?
Big Hero 6.
Nope.
Batman.
Not Batman. That's Spider-Man.
Star Wars.
Not Star Wars. No, not Wally.
Captain America.
Not Captain America. You can say so. Apollo 13. No. No, Monty Python.
October Sky.
Hidden Figures.
October Hidden Figures. No, these are all great. This is just easy to think of.
Wonder Woman.
No, Wonder Woman, not Iron Man. I'll give you a hint. It's old.
You're just gonna finally stop it.
MacGyver.
Goonies.
No, not Goonies. The guy who's show.
Forbidden Camp. Was that Space Odyssey?
Huh? No? That's no, yeah. This is simple. Huh? No, not Hulk, not Lord of the Rings. What?
Goonies.
The Goonies, what? No, it's not even a superhero movie.
Gilligan's Island.
It has to do with an island.
Gilligan's Island.
No, it's not going to be that.
Lord of the Flies. Lord of the Flies.
Swiss. Did somebody else say Swiss Family Robinson
That makes
first?
sense.
All right, you can play it over.
That makes sense.
Swiss Family Robinson is.
Oh, that's right.
They build all the
Yeah.
it's like the Professor times 10. By the way, the book is incredible if you ever read Swiss Family Robinson. I have a couple of it if you want. These are some little LED things. There's one hand. There's one hand. There's one. And there's one. All right. Everybody else, there's chocolate. There's stuff. I'm happy to talk with you guys. Everything good?
Any more handouts?
If you want more handouts, head to my website. There's a resources page. You can print out PDFs. I've got backseat things for parents to have for kids. Get kids doing STEM in the back seat. Yes, that's possible.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys are great.